So it gives them that instant blink initiation, which is needed to allow someone like an Ogre Magi to close the gap.
Come on, it's going to be the Ogre starting. What do you mean? Blink Ogre? In he goes.
How many items does Ogre have in your mind?
Midas Blink into Ags. Maybe,
Did you
and...
see the shards actually broken? Like, it doesn't work at all, the Ogre
What?
shard.
Really?
Yeah, Base Kid made a tweet about it, and he shows in a lobby, like, against a tiny fire shards someone, and then the tiny does just as much damage. So maybe it's tiny specific, I don't know, but...
What's going on here? One of them's a core.
Yeah, it's mid-coddle.
Okay.
Or the Ogre.
Or mid-Shaman, double Evershock? That's a lot of damage. You go Grimstroke now? Extra value?
I saw someone play mid-Shaman. I feel like it was in, like, tier, like, Div 2 NA Dota, or something like that, and it came out.
Probably.
I don't know if it worked or not. I didn't pay that much attention to it, but I'm pretty sure I remember hearing something about that.
Well, Shaman does give you at least some instant catch now for the Storm Spirit. You've got an extra way to be able to deal with the Storm now with the Dragonite. So a lot of pushing potential, Serpent Wards, Elder Dragon form. It is some magic damage though, so DK is going to be very, very reliant on BKB.
Alright, so mid-coddle, 5 Ogre, 4 Shaman, 3 DK. Position 1 left remaining for Kobolds. Zeus is still full. I'd be stunned if Patriots didn't look to get rid of it in this next little phase here. About to say, can they even look to pick it up themselves? Maybe. Not first.
I was going to say you're surprised Kobolds actually didn't anti-mage, because those three heroes are very vulnerable to AM. Even though you have this 18th pick, but I feel like there wouldn't have been much...
Yeah, you remember we hate anti-mage, so...
We do, but when it's in a free... Like, I think you have to ban the anti-mage if you're Patriots.
What is this? What is this? The 3 support meta going on from both teams? Yeah.
The back into the Grimstroke Pognob, which honestly, I really like this support duo, because again... I always like to mention that whenever people are playing Core Grimstroke, they go E-Blade. It's got very nice synergy with the Phantom's Embrace. And now Pugna can provide that with Decrep, but also gets the life drain, well, double life drain from the Soulbind. So I'm a big fan of this support duo, or this duo in general, I should say. And I guess we're now, I think it's going to be Pugna 3, Spirit 4.
This isn't Wami. I know he's Indonesian, but Delul... No Wami, he doesn't really play the Pugna as an absolute staple. They ban out the anti-mage that you were referring to previously. Maybe that's what Kobolds were kind of waiting for themselves. I still feel like they could do so this game.
Yeah.
Like, what's stopping them? Maybe they were just wanting Patriots to waste an anti-mage ban. Or if they picked the Medusa themselves, they could have anti-maged in response. I don't know. But me, it's Dusa.
5 seconds
remaining. Yeah, I think... Grimstroke is never going to prevent you from going Dusa. Of course, the Scepter is nice, but I think you need a lot of chain control even to follow up with the Scepter. Otherwise, Dusa just Manta, split shot, you kill everyone else, and the Dark Portrait at the same time. So I really don't think it's anything of a preventative for them going into the Medusa for Fortune Soul. But...
I don't remember the justification that they said for it, but the last time I saw like a Grimstroke played as a core was Jabs. He played at 3, and I think he said at the time like they didn't have any way to jump him. It paired really well with the 4 that they were going for that game. They wanted the early Dark Portrait just because it was really good against what they were expecting. They end up banning out the Medusa, but really, what's left for Kobolds to look to pick up here? So many heroes banned out. TA,
Tiny
no
left?
Tiny, no.
Oh, no.
It's Tiny. Come on.
Yeah,
DP's left. What the hell? DP is in the pool.
5 seconds remaining.
Alright, think outside the box. Alchemist. I think that's the only hero that I just straight up have not seen in a long time. Everything else seems to get picked. Maybe not Warlock as well.
They could Void.
But almost everything else is being picked.
They could Void. I wouldn't hate them if they Void.
I mean... Decrep them.
Yeah, but they've got a lot of damage inside. So that was one that I thought about, because I think Ogre and Coddle works really well with Jar, Bloodlust, and also Refreshing Rocket Barrage. But I think Gyro just dies this game. You get on top of the Gyro super easily. He needs to go for an early item BKB. Like, I think you
10
might have to go
seconds remaining.
Crystallis BKB this game if you're Gyro.
Yeah, and then just, what,
5
rely on the
seconds
coddle to do your
remaining.
damage, assuming it's a mid-coddle?
Yeah. Because I think if you go farming, if you go like Ags, I think Patriots will kill him way too many times before he gets BKB.
Yeah. Morphling?
It's tricky into Shaman DK, and you've got a more than likely Pugna 5, so I feel like you're probably comfortable with a melee.
What melee? What's left? That's always the question. I'm also just thinking like carry-to-carry matchups. The Gyro. Lifesteal is good, but he's gone. Even a minute. I'm gonna look at the hero list just to see if anything springs to mind.
PA springing to mind to me. I don't want to mention Jug, but that is as well. But I don't think we're gonna see it.
EL? No.
You may now select
Jikroy
your
likes his
heroes.
Morphling, so I suppose it's got a very good
But
matchup.
do you like Jikroy Morphling is the better question.
That's a good point. We do get the Valkyrie Keeper of the Light, so it's going to be position 2 Coddle and a position 3 Pugna.
Okay. Indonesian thing. FBZ, you gonna do it at the major? What's going on?
Yeah. I honestly don't like both carries, so
I mean, there was none left, man. Like, let's be real.
yeah, that is true. It's among Dire Storm, so we don't get to see him play Storm too often.
10 seconds remaining.
For good reason.
Yeah. All right,
5
Lin looked really
seconds
good on
remaining.
the Earth Spirit, so I'm just gonna go for Lin and say Patriots. But yeah, let's go down that route. I'm gonna go Patriots.
Okay. I'm leaning that way as well. I want to see some blocks of camps because Valky wants to be spamming those out and looking to accelerate his farm very quickly. So you got to try and find a way to nullify that. So Gyrocopter loves taking stacks as well. So like that's going to be a pretty important factor too. I mean, you mentioned the Coddle and the Rocket Barrage refresh, right? But Coddle needs to be very selfish with chakras this game. Probably the only one that you can afford to give it to would be maybe the Shadow Shaman, just because you've got the double disable and how good that is going to be for something like the Morphling. The instant disable is really good with the Shaman and the DK against the Morphling and the Storm Spirit, right? Something about me, something says Patriots for me, but I could just be totally wrong. Like I'm honestly not sure of this game. This is that 3 support meta. Gone is the 5 core strategy and into the many support options.
Well, you're always boasting about your predictions, typing in chat whenever you get it right,
Nah,
saying,
nah, not this time around. I am not boasting about this. Unless I get it right, then I'll do it. But
okay.
I'm not feeling confident about this one at all. So risk your points at your own peril.
All right, well, the points for me, yeah, we both gone Patriots. Wait, yeah, we are. I got a bit confused for
I'm
a
gonna
second.
put 10 points on the Patriots.
10 points.
Yeah. Badge next to my name. But all right. Double smoke coming out here. Looks like they want to go. I mean, they've got a really strong early, level 1 lineup on KOBOLDS side. Able to catch out anyone. They're just straight dead. For a very early Dagon build up here is Valky as well.
No.
See you later,
Oh
Jikroy.
no, you were speaking about the level 1. Jikroy just runs into a high ground that he does not want to venture into, and that gives first blood over to Valky. We've seen that multiple times today. In our first series, it was Execration's Bob getting first blood in both Game 1 and Game 2, and now in Game 3, Valky's able to find it. I was going Dagon first. What is this?
I mean, it's a mid-coddle. What do you expect?
I've seen Spirit Vessel rushes on Coddle, which I think is
pretty good this game, actually.
yeah, it kind of is against the Morphling.
considering you just want to be so active in getting kills. But I mean, Dagon kind of fulfills a similar sort of
Battle begins.
role this game, I suppose. You know, he's going to be looking to play around the DK and the Shaman a fair amount and just hope that they can find catches onto the heroes that are going to be edging
Moody
off.
might die bottom. It's another stroke in a couple of seconds, so they should be able to chase down the Ogre. They've got a block. Oh, no, not going to matter. Even with the sidestep. Nicely done. But look at the read, though, from KOBOLDS. I like this a lot. They're just going to go straight to Jikroy and try and do as much damage as they can before the Morphling can get to the safety of the tower. Very cool.
Obnoxious, actually. Has
UK's
no
gonna
regen,
solve.
by the way.
Oh, they used it before he went full agi.
I mean, it's so slow at level 1, right? You can't wait. You need to be there fast and
suppose.
free.
He lost the self, so... Not a
Yeah.
good start for Jikroy. Gives up first blood, and now he's got 700 health maxed out, so not the...
On-
Jesus Christ. This
They
is...
have one Tango. Right, they got some coming out on the courier. Tango and Sal.
I mean, this is how you
But-
play into the Morphling, though, Danog. Like, he is a
Dire's
crap
turret
level 1,
has
level
been
2 hero, and you just try and body him as much as possible.
Fortunately for Fearless Slayer, he's a little tunnel visioned onto the lane because this is a 1 lane if he uses those boots of speed plus the observer ward that he placed previously and snipe those couriers. And of course, such high base damage that he's able to one-shot both of them.
So how we expect...
Reprieve at least.
How we, no, actually, I want to keep... Jesus Christ. Alright, now we can go to one of the other lanes. How are we expecting mid to fare? Because with the Coddle up against the Storm Spirit, among Dire, you're not as comfortable on this hero like some of the others, but Storm has got a very good game matchup, I think, versus this hero, but is the lane slightly difficult for him?
The lane is difficult, right? You're always just going to get shoved out of the lane. Healthy, he should still be fine. He's got the boots coming out, and really, how do you catch up to the Storm Spirit? The Keeper of the Light. The issue also is the fact that you might be able to get that zip in onto the Coddle and get that initial damage through. Be very careful here of not beating his life away, Mamang Daya. So close to going down. Had to pop the Fairy Fire and waste half of the Coddle charge as well. But the thing is, where's the actual follow-up for a Storm Spirit looking to go in? It requires Lim, again, to just have an exceptional early game, as well as really reliable connections coming through from UK.
Like, can we see that early game amplified off his lane? Like, is this a strong lane where they can get kills with the position 3 Pugner on Dalul?
I don't really think so. Ogre, one of the better heroes at being able to
The
just put
battlefield
themselves
is
into a
no
risky spot in the
place
laning
for
stage.
cheap parlor tricks.
I mean, I don't think you're going to really stop Dalul from farming, but I don't think you're dying either on Fortune, Soul, and Moody.
Big thing to mention is that UK
Radiant
just
structures
solo
are
killed
fortified.
up top on the Shadow Shaman, who's now going to TP back and try and help out
Lim's dead.
Velky.
Oh, never mind. Oh, and actually, not the rocket. Not the rocket. Oh,
no.
feels bad.
Fortune's changed.
And yeah, this could be actually pretty awkward. Dalul with the early Nether Ward. Even as a position 3 Pugner, you don't hate going for this, and against a lane like the Ogre and the Gyro that kind of like to spam, and Gyro's even gone 2 points Rocket Barrage, so he's all on kind of the aggressive plays. This mid again,
Dire's
Mamang Dai
turret
almost
has been
dies.
killed.
I feel like Ogre's a bit less towards that argument that you were saying, though, because
Okay.
you're thinking that maybe feels like you get the zap from range.
Yeah, I was a bit worried there for Mamang Dai.
But yeah, the Ogre, like, he just wants to get up in your face, right? Like, he doesn't have great movement speed, especially compared to this Pugner, who's going to have the Boots of Speed coming out to him shortly. So it'll be a bit more difficult, but until then, you just need to wait around the timing of that Netherwood. It's only got an 18-second duration on a 35-second cooldown, so yeah, just do what he's doing right now. Basically, bully him out, allow the Gyrocopter to get these free last hits, and deny away a lot of the...
Top lane, Scotty might go down, stroke up in 4 seconds. Maybe they turn to Fearless Lie instead, but they will be okay. Okay,
Thanks.
this is huge though for Patriots. Still, the Morphling a little bit behind in regards to last hits, but he is at least at level 3. His bottom lane, Dalul, is going to be killed off. Fortune, Soul, and Moody, really nicely done. They might try and go for a return kill, at least gets rid of the Salve on the Gyrocopter.
So cheeky.
Yeah, deny.
Lane going really well for the Gyro, though. Already opened up 1,000 net worth lead just in this lane itself. Be a little bit careful on Fortune Soul, though. Pugna will TP straight back to the lane. They're lacking in mana, no regen as well for the Gyrocopter, so this is the time where you almost need to go for one of those more greedy attempts.
Top lane,
right? Go for the...
Shaman's in trouble. Oh, he gets a phantom damage. Another use of it. Meanwhile, bottom Fortune Soul was killed off. One more right click along with a stroke. He's going to be off the mark. What is going on in these side lanes?
I mean, that was just Lim landing a really good roll from Fog, right? He had no regen. You had no mana on the Ogre Magi, so he's not able to make that turnaround. And finally giving Pugna a little bit of time and space to get this solo XP for himself.
Hey, like you said,
Comes back to the lane without the Ogre, full HP. Probably can't get any kills, but imagine if you did. You know, imagine if you had to make that walk of shame back after. At least able to get the camp pull off. He'll look to steal the bounty rune as well, I would assume.
Appreciate it.
To do after that, though. Just wants the boots first.
Oh, wait, what? Oh, the rain. I was looking at top, the stroke of fate, and I'm like, hang on, how did Scotty keep himself in the lane? Mamang Daya, that's a huge kill. Level 7 compared to the 6, and with the help of the double damage rune, and this is what you can expect through the entirety of the game with the Storm Spirit versus the Keeper of the Light. They've also scouted out the stacks in the jungle, so Mamang Daya might try and trail over to take care of these.
That's much more than a might. He absolutely will look to do that. Any chance that you can get to prevent the Coddle from snowballing is a big win for yourself. And unfortunately for Valky, he wasn't lucky with the blinding light.
Scotty's going to go down top as we see Dalul even be killed off as well. So again, kills across the map. Valky's just going to have to watch his camps be killed off.
Got the valuable creeps. Mamang Daya as well, if he was mindful of it. He should know that they've got this high ground and Observer Ward because they were able to get that Observer D Ward off themselves. The Patriots, it was a horrible start to the game for them. They were losing every single lane, but ever since then, they're able to get some of these more valuable kills. Mamang Daya, really the one that they need to play off the backside.
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
Yeah, I mean, you're seeing just all the aggression we've had through the lanes, mainly the side lanes, but now Mamang Daya having the... I think now having the advantage in the lane means that... Oh, bottom, hang on. Dalul. Cooldown is out, but he's going to try and turn with the level 6. Lim even thinks about showing up as well, and Dalul. Oh my, this Pugna's got life drain back and available, and this will be a second kill given over to the position 3. You love to see it for Dalul because he was struggling early, but he was closing the distance in regards to net worth, and maybe it's going to be a decent amount of damage on the tier 1 tower.
Absolutely. You know, you can use that not maxed out Nether Blast yet. Actually, never mind. Now it is. So, good amount of early damage that they're able to pump out here. And the Gyrocopter with the very last pick, or towards the end of the draft, doesn't really feel like it's doing all that much for KOBOLDS right now.
Dire's structures are fortified.
Yeah, I wonder how much he's... Wait, he's got crystals already. Okay, so he's giga farmed, but I wonder how much he's kind of kicking himself.
Well.
That is true.
Yeah. Are scanning.
Wait, Chicory. Yo! What a hero! Dude, this Keeper of the Light. Oh my god.
Fair and balanced.
We trade towers across the map, Scotty, with the conversion of the first Elder Dragon form, so it's going to give at least a little bit more confidence KOBOLDS, because they have been kind of feeding away a couple of kills. Might do another one. Look at Mamang Daya along with the supports playing around mid. Lim's on point. They have the Inkswell follow-up. Fortune Soul is nearby. They're going to need a couple of extra rotations to get a better trade out of this. And maybe they can, Philizla. Threat, he doesn't even have a level up in the shackles. It wouldn't even matter with UK landing the Phantoms.
Kind of like what we saw in the first series where Bob...
They want to go back in. Ink Swab with Mamang Daya having level 10, so the Storm Spirit magic damage is something that the Dragon Knight cannot deal with at this stage in the game.
Doing a very good job of playing uber aggressively right now on Patriots. And that's what they need to do, right? The Morphling didn't have the greatest start to the game, and just drawn so many people towards this mid area, allowing him to somewhat catch up in farm.
Oh, the action does not stop.
Tower is under attack.
The shaman, an easy kill off by the outpost in our limb. He's hunting. Oh, Chick Roy. Wait, I don't know how he was able to get Velky on the backline. Chick Roy showing up even across the map, and Patriots finding 3, and no one dies. 0 casualties as now they've got Delord nearby, so maybe again some damage into the tier 1 tower.
Why not? You've got the Arcane Rune bottled as well on Mamang
Radiant's
Daya.
middle tower is
See it?
under attack.
Something else that I also really like is the fact that he's gone for a Witchblade here on the Storm Spirit. I feel like any time that you could just take away a percentage of the Keeper of the Light's movement speed, it's going to be a big win. And 25% is a lot when you consider how high the movement speed on the KOBOLD is just with the Spirit Form and the Boots of Travel.
They should still be able to get the tower even without the catapult. And with the KOBOLD kind of raining in magic damage from afar. Although Delord's lacking some mana.
He goes here. Like, I honestly wouldn't even hate to see him
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
start to build back into the Arcane Boot, because it feels like he'll be lacking somewhat. Can't just go this full-on Tranquil's bot if you're an
Radiant's
off-lane
middle tower
Pugner.
has fallen.
They're really going all in on this magic damage in the early game. Veil picked up super early on by Lim. Not needing to worry as much this game. Oh, Scardy, they land the roll again. Away, trying to force some TPs out again, even if it doesn't mean you can convert on the kill. Just as important to try and put the fear of God into them.
Are you concerned for Velky this game? Because I don't think that KOBOLD is going to have a very good game. The fact that this hero, I think, needs the snowball, and because Dire have such easy ways to gap close.
I think he can have a good game because he's going to hit that Dagon timing around the same sort of time as the Blink Dagger comes up on the Dragon Knight. So if you're able to use that to combine together, I think you have 1 point in the Soulbind. He does, so you know that's a little bit of magic resistance reduction. You could find the Storm Spirit, you can find the Morphling, and still come straight on back into this game. Probably Mamang Dai is the one you want to catch, right? Because he's got the kill streak.
Well, all eyes on KOBOLDS and how they can get usage out of these big items that are starting to be picked up. And you see the instant BKB queued up from Velky as well, so...
Yeah, that's not something that you love to do on a keeper, but it feels like a necessity. Cardi, wait back for his Blink Dagger there. Don't want to just go forward and pop the smoke without it being Scardy on the front lines. He absolutely needs to be the hero first, and look at UK and Lim. Perfect positioning coming through there, tanking the smoke gank, allowing Mamang Daya to survive, and Lim's even going to get out too.
Yeah, there was smoke, though, for Patriots. They were actually kind of setting up themselves, seeing if someone's going to be caught out. They're smoking again. Wow, I don't hate this. I think you got to get kill after kill right now.
Yeah, not sure who you're going to catch, though. I mean, Jikroy, they can see him farming on this bottom side of the map. They might just catch a low-value target. Don't have the greatest push either outside of this Elder Dragon form. That's not really how you want to use this time.
Dire's middle tower is under
It doesn't really
attack.
help with that much.
Dire's structures are fortified. Radiant's bottom tower is under
Looks
attack.
like it's not going to be
Dire's
easy for
middle tower
defense.
is under
Glyph
attack.
laying. They don't want to actually
Radiant
commit on
are
Radiant
scanning.
set. That's Elder Dragon form used. The
Two
scan
smoke.
is...
And the Serpent Wards. Like, it's a lot.
Yeah, they scan red top, so they're trying to move to the area.
Radiant's bottom
Lim's actually going to turn it around with Mamang Dai, and Fortune Soul just pops! Oh, they don't even care if Lim dies. That's such a valuable target, getting the position 1. And meanwhile, Jikroy's just been free farming. Keep in mind, he died twice in a row in the lane, gave up first blood, but he's almost got a Linken's.
Yeah, I can see what they were trying to do. You know, they make the rotation through, they get the kill onto the Storm Spirit. Keeper of the Light had the Boots of Travel, so he could have just TP'd to the lane, but really are lacking damage if this KOBOLD isn't there, and part of a lot of the early engagements. It's Delul and UK, they're scouting out Valky. He's
Radiant's
still very
middle
fast,
tower
though.
is under
You know, like,
attack.
Boots of Travel, Spirit
Dire's
Form
top tower
at
is under
483
attack.
movement speed. Slowed back down to the magic number now, but once he
Ooh,
goes
in the river?
to-
Among Dire, oh no, they fire blasted with the
the damage.
shackles.
Where's the damage?
If they would have had it, if they didn't chain control, then DK would have been able to follow up, and I
Radiant's
think he
bottom
would have
tower is
died.
under attack.
You reckon? I don't think DK was close enough.
They use Fire Blast
Dire's
at a
middle
really
tower
bad
is under
timing.
Okay. Well, they know Coddle's here. The Netherward's surviving and showing that someone cast an ability off to the left-hand side, and they really only have one hero that's able to self-cast other than the Flak Cannon on Fortune Soul, and doubt he would be making a rotation down to the bottom side. Do you find it a bit odd that you've gone the full points in the Dragon Tail here on Scouty when, I mean, isn't the point of Blink Dagger that you're making rotations and frequently able to get a lot of these kills happening? I know it doesn't really increase the stun duration that much, but especially, you know, playing with a Coddle, I feel like it's really important.
What? Wait, hang on, mid lane, Valky. See if the decrypt slow is going to be enough. He's so goddamn speedy to get the ink spell stun, and Valky's going to pop. Roche is going on, but it looks like they're not aware of this. Oh, wow, that is huge for KOBOLDS to be able to just sneak this one out.
Gives Fortune Soul just that extra little bit of tank ability, right? Giving him that. Oh, okay, so close by
They might fight, though. They're pretty weak. There are no supports on cooldown. They don't have the damage through on the Keep of the Light. And look at all the damage that they're just dishing out. Without the BKBs, there's no answer to the early phase of the damage. Fortune Soul's gonna respawn. Now he's got the BKB to be able to play with, but he's gonna be forced to TP out. He cannot stand his ground. As the lads over on Patriots, yes, they weren't there to be able to take the fight as soon as Roche fell, but it doesn't matter as you take away that advantage.
And a monster kill streak from Among Dire as well. Really getting good use out of this this Witchblade, which obviously want to be getting super active with it. Of course it's doing so. It's going to become even easier, of course, as well to dive into the middle of a lot of these engagements. Once he's got the Sanjay Kaya, he's going to have a Grimstroke giving him over the Inkswell. Just provides so much more potential for that initiation and catching out the Coddle. He's still like one recipe away from being able to finish up that BKB, so I feel like your aggressive time is right now.
Scotty under the lane ward, trailing outside the base, but maybe it's UK that's in trouble. Oh my. That's... Can DK actually go this Ag Shard? I mean, it's going to put you so far behind if you don't get it, because then how do you really keep up in farm? But I feel like he just jumps in and will die every time. Top lane, Storm Spirit. Instant control is there. They're going to have the missile and Scarred. His follow-up, that's a gigantic kill. A big streak that Mamundai had. In fact, that was his first death of the game, so no longer flawless is the Storm Spirit.
Very different going solo versus going with the Grimstroke, right?
There's mid lane, Ogre's gonna be killed off. Just 3 heroes from Patriots, but yeah, like you said, it's different when you're playing solo instead of with the team. Kind of getting a bit too aggressive from Mang Darren. It's gonna cost them.
It's not even just that, right? Like going solo away from the team without any kind of defensive item. Not even like
lane, they're diving. They're diving hella deep here, Phil. Heck's gonna be instantly cancelled off to the right side. They're on the Keep of the Light as well, so just a simultaneous jump. And now Fortune Soul is trying to clean up and maybe get some retribution. But it's a BKB used defensively just to scurry away. That is his second use of the BKB.
He'll get this tower as well. No glyph available. Ugna's right there next to him, so he can help out with the Nerve Blast a little bit. Bit of a blunder from Among Dire. Doesn't end up costing them too much. What I was saying before was, like, you're making this attempt on a Gyrocopter, the most farmed person on the enemy team, next to a tower that is still up. There are plenty of chances for the team to look to join. And you don't have a BKB, and you don't even have the Kaya and Sanj, right? It's just the Kaya that you've got right now. So he was really playing with fire there, and
let the fun begin.
And he has gone back to the Kaya and Sanji. He had the BKB queued up before it, in front of it, but it was like he can get away with his greed. We'll find out though, because it is still a scary Storm Spirit game, especially with the instant stuns they have, with the Shaman along with the Dragonite. So it's kind of all eyes on Feelazar and Skadi and how they can try and jump the storm.
Poor UK stuck up at the top here. He's had to itemize so much for, you know, the aggressive team fights that he's probably going to die again here. Just the the 1 point in the Stroke of Fate means that he's not capable of getting that tiny little bit of extra damage through onto the creep waves to allow him to secure the
Oh,
reliable.
zip. Mamangdaya, not again. Okay, so that's... Lim's gonna put his body on the line, but it doesn't matter. Mamangdaya gets the kill and he probably gets out. Or does he? Okay, yeah, Arcane's just ridiculous with Storm Spirit, especially now, but it's another really aggressive play, and now they might just move down mid knowing that the Storm Spirit doesn't really have mana to defend. I hope they do.
Actually TP's away instead of having Delul there to be able to heal him up. Like they'll be in a position to punish that too much. They waited for the Aghanim Shard to be able to be purchased, so he's got it now. Now you can play together. Like, it is boggling to me that they're not playing the Storm and Grimstroke together. It just makes all of these attempts so much easier. Able to de-ward this Observer at least.
Fortune Soul's like, guys, I got no camps. Look at this. They blocked up both the Hard and the Ancients at his triangle.
Okay. But I feel like you can nearly get to the stage where Storm wants to go for just his level 18, right? For that extra little bit of bonus damage that you get.
So you feel like Patriots aren't too worried about the status quo of this game?
Selfish.
No, I feel like Patriots are pretty happy. Like, all of their mistakes have been on them, right? Like, there hasn't been a poor response to a lot of team fights. I feel like they've got better team fight cohesion, actually. Fearless, like, he's going to be the one to pop this smoke. Actually, never mind. He gets the blink away. Be done. Still are going to lose a tier 1 tower top. Probably going to look to put a little bit more emphasis onto this area as well. Considering pushes up in about 2 or so minutes, it's good to be able to take away potential buyback TP points. The Bloodlusted Tower with a multi-shot. Very quick way to clear out a creep wave.
What is Gyro? Okay, just got Aghanim, so... We'll see, both the carries are very farmed at this stage. Pretty much neck and neck in regards to net worth. Is there one you feel like is going to be stronger at this stage?
At this stage, the Gyrocopter, but I would feel like the Skadi is just so much more of an impact for the Morphling, I would say. With the fact that you're able to morph into the Gyro, you just get so much more impact against that. Particularly against the Coral, right? Anything that slows the Coral is going to be very effective. BKB, of course, not going to help that.
See if they roll instantly on Velk here. They probably need vision, though. They do see, of course, him blasting the wave. Maybe once he tries to retreat away. Oh my god, Lim! He gets a BKB off. Mamangdaya's not going to continue hunting, just relying on the right clicks, and now the rest of the Patriots have to get out. They put themselves in such an awkward position, or the Mamangdaya. He's back in. They're going to have to fight from Jikroy, try to play around with the replicate. Fortune Soul popping his BKB, but it doesn't matter, or does it, Jikroy? Nice Lotus Orb usage, and he's going back into the side of KOBOLDS. Their territory is now Patriots. It's just once the BKBs expire, even ticked out to the magnetized damage, and the nice comes through from UK, just showing that they have an overwhelming amount of spell damage that you have to win a fight through BKBs, and if you don't, then it looks very difficult afterwards.
Delul did a great job that time around, being able to get the decrep off the Lotus Orb, just to enable Jikroy to continue to stand and fight. And careful there. Him getting that kill means that obviously he's so much closer to his own Skadi. They're going to look to
Mamangdaya.
pick-offs.
It's an instant answer. It's not going to matter though. Them's actually even looking. Oop.
I'm surprised they didn't look to continue pushing into the top tower, not having to deal with the gyro. You know, the BKBs, getting a little bit lower on the cooldowns. Skadi bought back, so he probably doesn't want to play super aggressive. But wouldn't you know it, your favorite rune, right outside Roche Pit, and it's about to respawn.
Smoking out though. Oh, smoke into them. I've got a very good ward nearby, so smoke's gonna pop. And you got a DD for the fight as well, but instant BKB used from Velky early. He's got to be so conscious of his positioning. So at the river, Hex is out, but Mamang Dire means there's no follow-up, so the Storm is a little bit hesitant as well, zipping out, making sure no extra stuns are being
They're going to
used.
go on Valky. I think they're about to clean up onto Valky. No BKB available, double damage. Storm's still in a pretty healthy spot in terms of mana.
And they're going to do Mamang Dire jumping, trying to force reactions, seeing if they can get Valky in a position where Dickroy can follow up. The pick off. Did they just go back for Roche now? You use DD.
I suppose. Why not? Seems like a pretty free Roshan. Gone past the maximum potential time, so feel pretty safe in doing so. Just pushing the top lane in a little bit, so you're kind of forced to defend that as opposed to paying attention towards its Roshan.
Yeah, I think there has to be a conscious effort to use at least these BKBs perfectly on KOBOLDS. And I think for us to even mention if they pop the BKBs early, because you said like they're gonna go on Valky now. No BKB, there's no way they can protect him. Storm can jump, Earthspirit can jump. So it also, I guess, suppose comes down to vision, which Dire had very good wards in both cliff wards by Radiance Triangle, so they had full awareness of what was going on through that fight.
Probably shouldn't have been the case, to be honest, that they had the one up on the most obvious spot inside the triangle. But had that luxury and allowed Storm Spirit to make those consistent jumps. Mamang Dire has changed up his quick buy build about 3 different times. BKB, then he had the Ags, now he's gone for the Lincoln Sphere. I kind of feel like Aghanim Scepter is the way to go, right? Because you're going to start running out of item slots pretty soon.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
They give the shard over to him. Imagine it's
Dire's bottom tower.
Fortune Soul. It's only Jikroy at the moment. Hex is gone, so Age is clean, but Fortune Soul's going to try and BKB TP out. There's not going to be an answer, so it's a big victory for KOBOLDS, even if they just lose Feelers Law.
Dire are scanning.
Zip. Let the fun begin. Looking for me?
Nearly able to catch out the DK there as he's looking to go and make a little bit of split pushing happen. Importantly, Fortune Soul, he's getting closer and closer towards that Skadi for himself, but Link already picked it up and he's nearly to a Blink Dagger after that. Got the Shadow Shaman locked into at this point in time.
Long zip in, Mamang Dire. He knows the Gyrocopter doesn't have BKB, and again, the ward's proving to be a big factor for the side of Patriots, as now Jikroy might even think about going past the tier 2 tower into the higher ground. Jikroy, see who we can target. They're doing a good job to control the Morphling, but Skadi stuck outside the base. Feelers Lush is going to have to try and... Oh, nicely done. They forced him in, but it will not matter. Now it's just opening up an opportunity for Patriots to go deeper as a kick from afar. Messi's on point once again. 4 down, and the siege is on the way.
That wasn't Messi by Messi, that's for sure. He was able to go in super deep, and even just having the confidence to TP away underneath the tier 4 towers, knowing that, hey, you're a coddle. You don't have any kind of way to stop me, and that's the downside of going this full-on Dagon build. If you don't get the kills, you basically offer not too much into a team fight in the form of damage.
Radiant's bottom barracks are under attack.
Hoo-hoo-hoo.
Trying to go for the catch again. Will he finish the Ag Scepter this time? Not close, last game.
Radiant's
All right.
bottom barracks has fallen.
One objective achieved. About to say from Jikroy as well, he was holding on to a lot of gold. Thinking, well, Blink Dagger is really the way to go. And he's changed it up, going into the Satanic instead. So, of course, you know, you're playing with the Gyro. Steal the Flak Cannon, pop the Satanic. Flak Cannon with Skadi on top of it. Pretty deadly.
And you were mentioning the Skadis on either carries, saying that they were both looking for it at the same time and who was going to be, kind of which one was more important to the game. And still the Gyro hasn't gotten his Skadi complete. It's just been very difficult for Fortune Soul to get any farm.
I've been wanting this.
Yeah, I'm not sure why he's still holding on to so much gold. So much of it is unreliable. He's losing a lot of gold whenever he dies, and he's still holding on to a freaking Quelling Blade, right? I feel like you at least buy one of the ultimate orbs for that spot, even if you don't want to completely reveal how close you are to that next item.
Pin among Dire onto Moody, and it looks like Radiant, they're just going to sacrifice the Ogre. They weren't nearby his 5. They tried to smoke to the triangle, but there's not going to be a window for them to play in. This is costly now, because if they lose both wards on the high ground, then their map is going to be dark.
Dire's top tower is under
Figuring it
attack.
out as well, exactly where they know they've got the
Radiant's
vision.
middle tower is under attack.
Basic like supports, chop chop, get rid of
Radiant's
that
middle
and
tower
allow me to
has
have the
fallen.
easiest game possible, says Mamang Daya.
On it says UK. One ward gone, but still there's one to the northern side by that secret shop, so maybe that is a place that kobolds can smoke and wrap around, but of course, you might have to be a little bit wary about your high ground's health as Mamang Daya charging up. There's the follow-up and an instant burst. No buyback on the Keeper of the Light, nor the Dragonite, and they're not done. Look at Lim. When he's just going for it, doesn't care about how deep inside the base he
Radiant's
is.
top tower is
Jikro
under
just
attack.
morphs into the Ogre. He wants the Bloodlust for himself to be able to just stomp down these towers. Don't need to lull for it as he completely regenerates
Radiant's
Lim
top
back up to
tower
fighting
has
health.
fallen. Radiant's top barracks are under attack.
Oh, he's got Satanic now. Oh boy.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Second full set of barracks.
Radiant's top barracks has fallen.
Still don't have the Keeper of the Light. Let's see what the Gyre can do. Your game's on the line. He's even buying out as well for Skadi, so if he dies, he doesn't have buyback, and well, that might be the case now. A forced off to reposition. So the Gyre's going to be okay, but it's a defensive BKB, and unleashing them together means that Fortune Soul has to retreat instead of playing aggressively. Jikro, oh, what was that? The life still coming back from the waveform. Satanic means that Jikro is going to be okay, but the rest of Kobolds will not. Mungdaya out to Mena,
Oh,
but
and Mena.
Jikro acting as the bodyguard means that they
Radiant's middle
cannot
barracks
penalize
are
the
under
Storm's
attack.
positioning.
Gyro is going to run his courier with the point booster on it through this team fight. Has to be careful that it's not sniped.
Oh,
And, well, it's not. They're able to get a kill, but you've almost been Megan, my
they're
guys.
onto the Morphling. Can they get him down? They can. Nicely done. They didn't have any defensive. And I'm like, dude, he doesn't get far at all with the zip, but it will not matter. Poor old UK. Oh, duck in the trees. Don't see me. No way. They're ping. No, don't poke out. What?
Doesn't have TP. It's coming out on the courier.
Chilling. They don't know. What a nice nook. Oh, no, you can't do that.
Oh,
you
you
can't
can't
do
put the spray
that.
out.
What? No. 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 Oh, no one's walking there. Oh, UK. They're coming. They're acting as bodyguards. Lim's here. Among Dies here.
Easy escape.
Is Lim trying to body block the crew? Oh, they've always been very fascinating players to watch. Always very funny in their interviews as well.
Dire's
Joyous
middle tower is
as
under
teammates, and it looks like that's continuing into a different roster. Of course, the ex-Army Geniuses lads, when we got a lot of their interviews, and even though they didn't have the greatest season in DPC last, being relegated out of Division 2, it still seems like the morale is there.
Absolutely. They're just a bunch of fun-loving guys. Level 25 on the Storm Spirit now. So that plus the Aghanim Shard, plus the Aghanim Scepter,
Wait,
which
hang
you
on, look at
recently
this
picked up
Gyro.
from-
Gyro's under wood. The chain control has to be
no.
perfect. Mamang dies zip from afar.
What are you
Provides
doing,
that
my man?
perfection.
That is way too deep. How can you possibly go away from the team based on what's happened in the past 25 minutes?
Now Lim's going for more. Oh, okay. Very awkward use of the Aghanims, revealing that he hasn't played the Spirit too much lately.
Here I am.
He's been pretty baller.
Yes, he has. One mistake. It's okay from Lim. Not even a costly one.
Really put himself out there into a risky position, body with the force stuff, just able to get away from the stun, but still getting it cleaned up.
But Jikroy? Dude, this guy's got some balls of steel. I guess it's 3-on-5, and he's truly gonna die, but the fact that he's even just going inside the base like this is, yeah, my guy's chilling. He's got so many items, a lot of defensive, and now the long zip in. Oh, Mamang Daya. A vortex to end the game. 4 down, no buybacks. GG's caught, and Patriots will live to see another day, knocking out KOBOLDS for the BTS Pro Series 11.
They just wanted the style points to be able to finish things up. So, yeah, very nicely done. Fortunately for KOBOLDS, you know, again, we've seen them come so close yet so far a number of times, and unfortunately for them, BTS Pro Series 11 will be a similar story.
At least it does break the curse so far. I don't even know if curse is the right way to put it, really, but we get a full best of 3. We also get a Mamang Dai show 18, 1, and 11, which is props to him, because I think one of his criticisms has really been that his playmaking mids, in particular, kind of spirits, has always been a bit lacking. But he looked very, very good. Yeah, he has, and it definitely showed this game.
Sure. Another day of Dota done, and it's only 8 o'clock for us, at least. It's even earlier for some of the other regions that are going to be watching us. Maybe 6 p.m., about time for dinner. And still got a couple of days left. A couple of days or just one? Couple of days
we
left
have
of
2 days.
Yeah, so that is tomorrow going to be Army Geniuses taking on Yangon Galacticos. Army Geniuses previously able to 2-0 MY, and Yangon able to 2-0 Motivate Trust. And it's going to be Motivate Trust against MY, the Thai teams, taking on each other in that lower bracket for the elimination game for Bracket B. So that'll be a pretty interesting day, starting at the same time. But